Good morning everyone and welcome to Monday. It has already been a pretty crazy busy morning for me. I forgot to take my Words Their Way book home and I had to do videos because we're back to our normal schedule, if you did not see from last week's vlog. But we are back to our normal schedule now, which is great. But now that means that I have to be on top of my word study, I have to be on top of my STEM, I have to be on top of the PBL time. So whenever the kids are doing something independently, I have to be able to tell them what they're doing. So I completely forgot to take home my Words Their Way book, which was really dumb on my part because I had 2 videos that I needed to get up. So this morning, I've been spending a little bit of time trying to get those videos done. So this was my little setup here. I like this, what is this called? Like a Joby, it's a Joby camera, tripod, gorilla tripod type thing. I just hook it onto a chair because it's easy, and because it has kind of this little slot right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has a little slot right here where it can angle the camera to be able to look down. I just put a little whiteboard down at the bottom, and then I have out my words and then my notebook page where they just kind of write their notes, and then all I do is, using some dry erase markers, I write the notes down here and then I will sort it for them. So I was able to get my Words Their Way video done. Now we have the word cost. Cost, once again, stretching that out. K-a-s-t. I hear the ah sound, and that is the short vowel sound under lost and moth. Then I have the word soft. Stretching that out once again. S-a-f-t. I hear the ah sound under lost, moth, and cost. Now all I have to do is edit it, and it's not really that hard to kind of edit it, so I'm gonna spend just a little bit in just a moment trying to get that done. I also have a meeting this morning, so we have DRAs that are coming up. I think SRIs are also coming up, and so I have to go to a meeting at 8 o'clock. And I still have 30 minutes, so I actually did pretty good on trying to get that done. I only had to do 1 video today because my push-in like special ed teacher, she's gonna be teaching it to the actual group during like her small group time. So she's gonna give them the instruction there, so I don't have to worry about getting the second video done because I was not prepared this weekend. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself unpacked because I have yet to do that, because the first thing I did when I walked in this morning was do that video. And then I'm gonna assess what I have going on for today. I pretty much have all my plans written out. I do need to go and run and make a couple of copies, but I think for the most part, that is kind of it. I'm super prepared this morning. Well, minus the fact that I did not do my word study videos. That didn't count. Other than that, I'm prepared. Okay, so here's a couple of things that I am copying for this week. I have a sort that I did for all of the MAC teen kids, so all 3 classrooms. We're working on simile and personification. So the kids are going to do a little bit of a differentiated sort on similes and personification. So they just have some examples there. I'm going to do that on colored paper because it just makes life pretty. I also need to print out my yellow 23 words, and then I also need to get the new ones for my other kiddos too, so I need to pull that book again. And then I have my mentor sentences that we are using for this week. So here's kind of how I structure my mentor sentences, because I go back and forth on how I actually like to teach it. I am someone who likes to use the sentence, but I also want to really kind of focus on what it is that I want my kids to really understand for the week. I feel like if I only kind of touch on it here and there, that my kids are not truly going to understand the topic. And if I'm going to be testing on it at the end of the week, I feel like it's only fair for me to truly teach each sentence structure or figurative language or whatever it is that I am having them trying to understand for that week. So they're going to write their sentence up here. They're going to talk about what they observed. We're going to listen to the story. I don't have the story with me, but we are just going to watch the video on YouTube, which is nice. The next day, we're going to do some labeling and some diagramming of the actual sentence itself. So the kids really enjoyed this because I let them go at it with their iPad. So if they don't know what a certain word is, or they can just go up online, and whoever kind of picks it out first is typically the winner, and they really like that. It's a little competition and they enjoy it. Then on the back, we're going to focus on similes and personification. So they're going to write the definitions of each. They're going to write the example after they do the SWIRT together. And then we're also looking, once again, we're continuing that practice with subject and predicate. So we have subject and predicate down here where the kids are going to be able to underline the subject once, the predicate twice, circle the simple subject, and then box the simple predicate. But something super simple, nothing really fancy, but then they're also going to have some activities that they're going to complete throughout the week with both of those. So I'm going to run to the copy machine, get this copied and ready for this week. So this is very not school related, what I'm about to share with y'all, but I'm very excited. So I found out that my meeting ends at 4:30 and I contacted my mother-in-law and was like, hey, just letting you know I have a meeting up till 4:30. Do you still want to go? And so she went to go and find out more about the chickens, and she said they have some, and they have some really like new baby chickens, and they have some bigger ones. And so we're gonna go right after my meeting to go get baby chicks. I am so excited, and I'm totally gonna bring y'all with me because I cannot even contain my excitement. Day's gone pretty well for the most part. I do have quite a few things that I need to complete, like at home. I need to check some of my students for reading. They are working on projects, so they submitted to me kind of their project proposal, if you will, through Schoology, so I have to go through and check their project proposals. I also want to come up with some type of a conference setting where I want to meet with them for conferences to be able to discuss their project proposals and kind of iron out anything else that they're going to be doing to show mastery in certain standards, which is exciting. I don't really have anything else. Like, it's been a pretty like good regular boring old school day. Catch up with you guys once we are picking out our little baby chicks.
Sleep with one.
You're gonna sleep with a baby chick?
Yeah.
Oh, lucky baby chick. Can you open it?
Should get some.
You're so strong. Oh my gosh, look how big those are.
You can't get these. You gotta get these.
Ooh.
They don't like eat you. What are these?
What are these?
They look like raptors.
Those are not little ones. These are the little ones. Hi guys. Oh my gosh, you guys have gotten so big.
Let's get these ones. These ones have the yellow ones. The yellow fluffy ones.
Look at our new chickens. And they're all stepping in poop. That's really gross. Lainey, what did we get?
Baby chicks.
Baby chicks. So
1, 2, 3, 7.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gentle. Hi.
One more. No.
He won't escape, baby. Look. Ian, you are doing such a good job, bud.
I don't bite.
There you go. Good.
9.
You know how to work that gate, guys? It's got 2 latches.
Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning, and I was so excited to be able to get little baby chicks yesterday. We woke up very first thing, and we're like, by we, I mean my son and I, but my son and I, the older one, Ian, we're just like, oh my gosh, I wonder how the chicks are doing, and we wanted to text and call Hetty, which is his grandmother, and I don't know, we had pictures out. We were looking at pictures this morning. They're super cute. They have to stay underneath the light for about a month, and then we can start kind of weaning them outdoors, so that they can kind of get used to it and then start taking kind of the heat lamp away from them. But they are so adorable. We think that one of them is a bully, so we have to keep an eye on him. Anyways, or her. So this morning we have PSSAs this morning, which is a little bit different for us because 4th grade is the only one who are taking the science PSSAs. So what that means, and I feel like I have like way too much eyeshadow going on over here, y'all. What in the world? Did I fix it? I think I fixed it. Okay, but it's a little bit different for us because 4th grade is the only one who are taking the science PSSA. So 5th and 6th grade do not have to take any this week. They were actually done last week when we finished up math. So we have 2 days of science PSSAs, which means that for our MAC team, our multi-age team of 4, 5, and 6, we have to kind of adjust our schedules a little bit. So what we've gotten from our principal is that we are not kind of alternating our schedules. Before the last couple of weeks when we had ELA and math, we had alternate schedules. Like, our principals gave us, like, hey, this is what your schedule is gonna look like. So we actually had, I think, 2.5 hours, I think, in the morning as a big chunk to be able to complete the PSSAs. Well, we're not changing our schedules, so that means my kids have to get this done in an hour. It says in the booklet that it should be done within 60 minutes. So we're gonna see how that goes. Sorry. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have 4th grade PSSA. I'm gonna be the one that's administering the test to them. And then the other 2 are gonna continue on with their small groups and rotations. Now, it's gonna be a little bit different for them because some of their small groups have 4th graders in them. So they're just not gonna have those small groups today. But I have 2 math groups that consist of 5th and 6th graders. And they are still gonna get small groups. So my 6th graders are going to KT, my 5th graders are going to KW, and they are going to continue on with my instruction. I'm giving them almost like sub-plans of here's what we've been working on, but not as detailed sub-plans because they can just kind of pick it up right where I left off, which is nice. So they're going to continue getting math, which I am pulling my algebra items today because they are starting patterns, like 2-step patterns, and they're also starting graphing. So I need to get all those items together and printed out and ready to go for them. I also need to finish getting my room together for this morning. So it's been, it's a little bit of a busy morning, not too bad though. I did get together kind of a little basket of just some easy breakfast items for our 4th graders. So I'm gonna kind of put these out inside of the other 2 rooms, but they have just bananas, oranges, and then some granola bars for the kids so that they can have something to eat. We're not gonna give it to all of them because not all of them are taking the PSSA. So I really quick just decided to make out something for our kids to be able, my 5th grade algebra group, sorry, to be able to practice during their small group with KW. We have a function table. We're going back over 1-step rules, and then we're going to start introducing them to 2-step rules. So I kind of have this function table that I used from the last time, and then we're going to go over graphing. So I just really quick printed out a grid paper so that they're going to start some actual graphing here, and they're going to have some practice. So I'm going to go head over and give this to KW, along with handing out the little baskets of snacks for the 4th graders. My hair's a hot mess. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and go and grab my science box, get ready for testing. Wish me a lot of luck. Good morning, y'all. So it is early in the morning and I am about to pack my lunch. I literally hate packing my lunch. Like, I really don't like having to pack my lunch. I am honestly like one of those teachers that truly does enjoy eating cafeteria food. Is that weird? I don't know. I really do enjoy eating cafeteria food. Especially their pizzas and their chicken nuggets. It's so good. Now I can't have any of it. But I will say that there is, I guess, like a crust that companies can purchase that is gluten-free. And so I've tried 2 different places around where I live, and they both have the exact same crust. So I'm assuming it's like a pre-made crust from a different company that they just purchase, and they can just whip you together a pizza. So I have 3 pieces of pizza left from last night because we went to go and visit the little chicks. They are doing really, really well. They look like they've already grown. Is that kind of crazy to think that they've already grown in a day? Uh-oh. Bones up. I'm leaving a little bit later than what I normally do. He is wide awake. He's looking for his brother. All right. Anyways. Yes, baby. Bobby, come downstairs. Is he gonna come? Good morning. Hey, pumpkin. Good morning, baby. Did you sleep okay?
No, I'm empty.
Mommy's making I'm making my lunch to go to school. I gotta go work. Little man is wide awake this morning. I'm doing pretty good with my water. Minus the fact that it's only in the morning that I'm doing well with my water. I created a bit of a hot mess for my husband this morning because both of the boys woke up fairly early. I was trying to update my, I was trying to update my Apple Watch, which was not updated. Boo, so that was a fail. It's been super glitchy lately. Like, I haven't been able to get texts. Like, things have been coming in really late on it. Sorry, I'm like digging in my eye as I'm like talking to you. Things have been coming in super late. It's just hasn't been working the way that I want it to work. So I was trying to update it. Anywho, so the kids woke up. I was like, they asked me to watch TV and I'm like, yeah guys, watch TV. And here goes Mr. Spouse Spackman yelling at me saying, no, they have a routine. Whoops. I screwed up the routine. My bad. So I left him with the mess. I did try to fix it. It didn't go well. I have some rather exciting news to be able to share with all of you. So this past week and this weekend, I have been battling with this decision of going back to school. In the state of Pennsylvania, I believe in order to keep my teaching certificate, I have to have so many hours. I don't necessarily have to go to actually have a degree, but I have to have so many hours in order to keep your teaching certificate. And I have always, like, since the moment that I finished, like, getting my undergrad, I was like, I want to go back to school. I have, like, big hopes and dreams of what it is that I want to do. Well, when I was in Alabama, it was to become a reading coach. I love reading. I love teaching reading. I feel like I truly understand reading and I love the curriculum. I like learning about different strategies and I like PD. I love, love, love. That's like the teacher nerd side of me. And so when I was in Alabama, I had those hopes and dreams to become a reading coach. Well, I never went back to school in Alabama because it just wasn't gonna work for me. Like, I wasn't making a ton of money in Alabama and I had just recently gotten married and I had another kid, so you know, life just kind of happens and it gets in the way sometimes. Well, I moved here and we found out that my district that I'm in will actually pay for some, not all, but some of the cost for you to go back to school. So I have now decided to apply to a university and go back to get my master's, which is kind of exciting and really nerve-wracking because it's been a while since I've been to school, so I like to learn. So I mean, this shouldn't be any different, right? Except this time I have, like, it's just not a PD. I don't go and I just soak up the information and then have nothing to do. This time I'm gonna have things that are due. I'm gonna have to write papers. I'm gonna have to do things. So that piece of it is a little nerve-wracking. And then just trying to juggle everything else that I'm doing. But this is incredibly important to me. So I know some of you are probably wondering, okay, what are you gonna go back for to get your master's? So I have decided that when I came here, a reading coach is not the same in PA. So in Alabama, a reading coach was truly that. It was a coach for reading. So our reading coach, who was amazing, amazing, love, love, love her, who is now the vice principal at that school that I was at. Love her so much. But she was truly there to provide supports for teachers. She would go in, she would observe, she would assist you with anything. She would be in charge of PD. She was in charge of, like, the meetings that we would have with her as far as, like, kids who were bringing up for testing and that type of thing. And the reading specialist job here is a little bit different. The reading specialist job here is more of like an interventionist, whereas our reading coach, like, she did pull some kids, but that wasn't her sole purpose, like, was to just pull kids. And I don't know if this is like every school district in PA, so if some of you are Pennsylvania teachers and and you are in a different district than I am, please like let me know, because I'm very, very curious as far as like what are the reading specialist positions look like in other districts in Pennsylvania. But like for our reading specialists, like they are truly an interventionist. They are constantly pulling kids for small groups, and I don't want to be an interventionist. As much as I truly want to be able to help kids and I believe in assisting kids, I don't want to be an interventionist. I don't want to teach from a program. Like, I'm just gonna say it, I don't want to teach from a program. I don't like programs. I don't want to teach from a program. I have very strong opinions about them. I think they're great in some ways, but that people use them for different purposes. I don't know how to explain it. I don't agree with them. So I don't want to become an interventionist. I don't want to teach from a book all day, if that makes sense. I started battling and I said, okay, well, what is it that I'm really passionate about? What is it that I really, really love? I love curriculum. I love PD. I love being able to share strategies, because that is what I constantly am doing. I'm always looking for strategies. I'm always looking for ways to kind of better myself as a teacher. And I love curriculum as a whole. So I am really passionate about getting the integration part of it. So like with our PBL, everything's kind of integrated. We have mathematics, we have reading, we have science, we have social studies. Things are very, very integrated. So I'm touching a lot of different standards, but I'm making it engaging for kids. I'm showing them the real world piece of it. So I love that piece. I still love reading, and I love the curriculum aspects again, like the small group strategies and what is it that I can be doing different that's engaging for my kids and really getting them to be passionate about their books that they're reading. So I was like, okay, well, curriculum is a big one, PD is a big one, and so I started doing some look at the graduate programs that were out there. So reading specialist was out. I was like, I'm not doing that. That's not what I want to do. And of course I was like talking with my partners and trying to get like an idea from them of what they thought that I would be really, really good at. So in the end, there is a degree in PA in some of the universities that's called curriculum and instruction. So I've heard good and great things and very like not so great things about the curriculum and instruction programs. I've heard people say that it's just really, really easy. Like it's just an easy program. But for what I'm wanting to do, and I know I haven't told you that yet, curriculum instruction might be incredibly important for me. So there were two pieces for curriculum instruction. They had like, so there's like curriculum instruction, and then there are two different options that you could do underneath that. There was online teaching or online something. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I believe it was online teaching. And then the second one was STEM. Well, I'm in a district that has a lot of technology. Like we are 1-to-1, third grade has now become 1-to-1. A lot of the lower elementary, like everybody from fourth grade or third grade now up is 1-to-1 in our district. So technology is a really important piece for us. And I think technology does have its place in curriculum, and it should have its place in curriculum, because this is definitely where our world is kind of headed, is in this technology realm, right? So I mean, you don't see any child without a device in their hands nowadays. So I was like, okay, well, what if I just go ahead and I get the curriculum and instruction, and I'm gonna do the online teaching. What's nice about this degree is that it's completely online for me, so I will not have to go in at all. Like, so the entire degree, I can get my entire master's degree online, which is nice. Really, really nice, especially for my crazy schedule, and I'm still teaching, and I've got kids and everything else that's in between, and we've got baby chicks now. Like, I'm like a mom to like 10 people or 10 things. Can I say 10 living things? Because we have 8 baby chicks and I have 2 kids. 10 living things. I'm a mama to 10 living things. I'm sorry, I'm playing with my hair a lot. I guess I'm really nervous about this because I'm like fiddling. So I was like, okay, well, I can do this. It's completely online, which is a super, super plus for me. And then what I would have to do after that is to then receive my certification in administration. Now, that makes me kind of want to cringe a little bit, because I in no way, shape, or form have ever do I ever hope and dream to become a principal? I don't think that that would be the best fit for me, to be honest. That's not me. But what I would like to try to see myself be able to do, like later on in the future, like way later, is I would like to be some sort of a curriculum director. So that is kind of my big hope and dream, is to be a curriculum director in charge of curriculum for a district, in charge of the professional development for a district, because that is what truly is what I am passionate about. I love to be able to provide information to teachers that is really going to help them inside of the classroom. So that is it in a nutshell. I'm applying for grad school. I'm getting 2 different degrees. Well, kind of. I'm getting my master's in curriculum and instruction with online technology as the emphasis, okay, or online teaching as the emphasis. And then I'm gonna get a cert for administration to hopefully later in the future, cross my fingers, get me a position as a curriculum director in a district. That would be really, really nice. So there it is. I'm applying. I have decided to apply to a university that's called Millersville University. It was, let's just be honest, it was around my price range. So I can't, as much as I would totally love to go to Penn State was too much out of my pocket. So I can't go to Penn State. And they had this program all completely online, which was really, really nice for me. So that was a total bonus when I was looking. I can't remember if Penn State had it online. I think they did have a master's degree that was online, but I want to say that I don't remember if it was an online, if it was curriculum and instruction that was available. Anyways, so I'm gonna get my master's from Millersville University. I'm in the application process right now, so I have contacted both of my colleges. I graduated from the University of Montevallo in Alabama. So I have my undergrad from them. So I had my transcript sent to them. Basically, it was just like I go online and I just said, you know, transcript request, and then you have to look for alumni for when you've already graduated. And they sent it, like it was like 2 days and they had it sent. And I was like, holy moly, that was fast. And then I actually went, I didn't get all of my courses from Montevallo because I went to a community college. So I went to Jefferson State Community College in Alabama. Some of you may have heard of this if you're from Alabama. Jefferson State Community College, and then I transferred to the University of Montevallo when I was ready to do my like curriculum pieces. So both of those have been sent. I've already started somewhat of the like online application process, although I have to write a goal statement, which I have yet to do. So I need to write a goal statement. I also need to have 3 letters of recommendations. So I've asked one from my principal, and then I have 2 other people who are also writing me letters of rec to be able to get into the university, which will be really nice. And then hopefully I should be starting, if I can get it done by the end of this week or beginning of the next week, if I can get all of that done, I can start May 14th or I can start in June. So one or the other. It's all super exciting. But I want to share this process with you guys because I think it's important to continue your learning. That's what we kind of teach and preach to our kids. So I felt like it was important for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna now share it with all of you. I think it's gonna be really tricky for me to have to like kind of juggle it all. I'm planning on trying to do maybe 2 to 3 classes a summer, and then I'm only gonna start with 1 class like during the school year to see kind of how it goes. And of course, you know, there are some classes that are a little bit easier than others, so you may be able to kind of juggle 2, but I don't think I would ever be able to juggle more than 2 during the school year, like as a semester. So that's kind of the game plan at the moment. I will take you guys through like the process of everything else that I'm doing and show you kind of the classes that I'm going to be taking and all that good jazz. All the stress that I'm going to be going through because it's going to be stressful. All right, I need to stop talking. My sub canceled on me this morning. So that means I have no sub for this afternoon. I have PSSAs this morning. I have a meeting that I have to go to at the ESC. So I has to go. I'm gonna stop talking. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's my big like, whoa, news. It is big news. It's a good thing. I'm really nervous, but it's a really, really good thing. Today is gonna be such a really, really pretty day. So pretty outside. I'm excited. makes me very excited for today. So I am getting started a little bit later than normal today because my son is going on a field trip to Gettysburg. They have to get there a little bit earlier. I think he said 7:35. Technically, I don't have to be at school until like 8 o'clock. I need to be in a meeting at 8 o'clock. So, you know, give or take 5 to 10 minutes is when I need to be arriving to school. So I told him I would take him so that my husband didn't have to get Blaney up, because today is the day Blaney is off. So he doesn't have to go to daycare on Thursdays, which makes it nice for them. So they're gonna kind of stay in. I'm gonna drop Ian off at school, and so I'm just gonna go in a little bit later, and it's gonna be fine. Today, pretty much, I think for the most part, no, it's not gonna be a normal day. We don't have normal days anymore, y'all. Like, it just doesn't happen, and we're gonna have to learn to be okay with that. I feel like for teachers, we are always constantly changing our schedules because there's something that we always have to get done. And we're learning this year with multi-age and having all 3 grade levels that there are certain things that we have to get accomplished with them. You're gonna hear my older guy coming in. Do you see him right there in the mirror? That was creepy. What are you doing?
Hi.
Hi. You okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Already? Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll leave in a little bit. We still got some time, okay? But we are finding out that with multi-age and having all 3 grade levels, that we are constantly having something to do with them. So today we have the SRI. So I think this week, like we had with 4th grade, PSSAs for science. They were the only grade that had to take the PSSA for science. So we had that for the past 2 days. And then today, 6th grade needs to take their SRIs for middle school. So we're gonna have a little bit of a different schedule in the afternoon, but I think it's okay. We needed to get in some science standards and some kind of reading standards, so we figured we could just kind of hit those this afternoon, which will be fine. But we're gonna discuss that in our collab. We do have a meeting this morning at 8 o'clock, which is nice because we're gonna sit together as an entire team, MAC team with our special ed teacher, and then all 3 of us, and we're gonna kind of hash out our schedule, and we need to get some kiddo names to our principal that he's asked us. So we're gonna get that done today. So I'm at home. It's really pretty. I like kind of having my day here. I'm enjoying it. I normally don't, but it's been nice so far. So I have about 30 minutes or so before I have to take Ian to school. I have yet to write my goal statement for my grad school. So I am gonna spend the next like 15-ish minutes to try to get it started at least. Starting it is always the hardest part for me. I struggle so much with getting like my thoughts down on paper and making them sound right. So I'm gonna try to focus for about 15 minutes and see what I can get accomplished. I'm just now walking into work. I have about 5 or 6 minutes before I have to get to my meeting this morning at 8 o'clock, which is not a big deal because like I said, it's with like my vertical team or my like MAC team. So I am gonna get my things together, and then I think I'm just gonna head out over there. Today is kind of exciting as well because remember last week whenever I told you guys that we went to Chipotle because one of the girls like bought our like certificate from the auction to be able to go to Chipotle. Well, today is another little sweetie and she did Chick-fil-A. So we're gonna go to Chick-fil-A for lunch, bring it back, and just kind of have lunch with our girls. So that's gonna be very exciting. But I won't be able to talk to you guys during lunch. So hopefully I'll catch up with you guys during special, let you know what we've done and what our schedule eventually looks like. I was able to get about 2 paragraphs done for my goal statement. I'm gonna check with my principal and see when he thinks he might be able to get my letter of recommendation, and from the other 2 people that I've asked to do my letter of recommendations to put it into my grad, to get my grad stuff done. I would really like to start in May. If I can try to get 3 classes done this summer, that would be awesome. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and get my things together, and I will see you guys in a minute. But I really quick, hold on, before I actually go, I want to show you guys my dress because I think it's so flipping cute, and it's gonna be so beautiful outside that I was like, I'm wearing a spring dress. So here's what it looks like. So it's a very cute little Madewell dress. It has like stripes on it, like indigo stripes on it. And it has this really pretty detail and stitching. I really like it. I think it's adorable. And then it has the same on the bottom, which I think is super cute. So I am feeling very girly and pretty today. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. I have got to get to my meeting. You could never get tired of chicks. Baby chicks are adorable. Blaney, are baby chicks adorable?
No, they're bigger.
They're bigger now. 2 days later.
2 days later, they're big now. All right, so I am at my mother-in-law's where the baby chicks are. We're gonna go check on them to see how they're doing. One of them is already a bully. I knew it. I knew it when that one was coming out of the little, what is it called? Cage. I knew it was gonna be the bully of the bunch. I knew it. It's trying to strut itself. Bane. Okay, so Beansters wants to eat the chickens, I'm not gonna lie, and he's really excited about going in. Hey, you cannot eat my chickens. No eating the chickens. Oh my gosh, you guys look like you've gotten bigger.
Bigger, no doubt about it, huh? Absolutely bigger.
Look at you. Hi. Ooh. I'm sorry, I'll see still. Look, they're so cute.
No, they're big.
They're growing, aren't they?
That's it. I don't want
Beansters.
to.
Look, the other little one is starting to get some feathers. Do you see how that one's starting to get feathers? Right over there.
Gosh, that's so fast.
That one? Is he dirty?
And look at this
Soon
one has
they're
a
gonna
lot
be-
different texture to it now.
Yeah. Soon they're gonna be funny looking adolescents. So we're bringing the dog in here. Beansters is coming in so we can get him used to the chickens. He right now, of course, wants to eat them, but we're bringing him in, getting him used to them, trying to get him to make it not seem
How's
like,
that going?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's only been the second day, or third day, let's be honest.
Lay
So,
down.
come on. Good boy. So we have the chickens inside of an outbuilding, or the baby chicks, and they're inside of Beansters, which is our dog, his old kennel cage. And so we have the baby chicks, and we're planning on having them be free range. Now there's a spot in the barn which has like a chicken coop, which is completely covered and secure. Well, we have to kind of go through and double check all the holes and all those little spots so snakes don't crawl in. They're gonna have a spot which will be covered, but we do want to have them as like free range throughout the day. So we're bringing Beansters in, which is our dog again, Beansters. We're bringing Beansters in to get him used to them so that when they are free range and they're like walking all over the place, he's not gonna go and try to attack them. So little by little, we're bringing him in. I mean, he's doing well with laying down right now.
It's not gonna happen. As long as they don't move, he's good.
He's like foaming at them now.
Yeah, he's gonna eat them.
Beansters, you can't eat our chickens. Oh my gosh, you guys are adorable. Let's go. Let's go. Go, Beansters. Go, come on. Oh, oh, oh. He's like, I know you're not running after me. You're trying to trick me. I have a ton of cleaning up to do this morning because I have not done any cleaning this week at all, which is not like me. But I did a lot of like family stuff this week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I would really like to know if you guys enjoy seeing that a little bit more. I always get nervous that people are gonna be like, why? I don't want to know all about her life. You guys are gonna be like, why is she showing us this junk? So, I would love to know if you've been enjoying this vlog that's a little bit more homey. I don't know. Okay, so I really quick have to share this with you guys, and I don't remember if I shared it with you guys at all. I'm pretty sure I haven't. But my partner, Katie, is part of our technology. She's like the head of our technology department in my school. And she had the greatest opportunity to be able to try something really cool out. It is called Flex mic, I believe is what it's called. Flex mic. I'm not really sure. She didn't really give me a ton of information on the actual company itself, but I will turn it around and show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the little device looks like, and basically what this is a gigantic speaker. It's not an awesome speaker, I will go ahead and tell you that. Like it, when you play the music through it, you can kind of hear how it's muffled a little bit. It's not the best speaker in the whole wide world. And let me give you an example. Alexa, resume. Okay, so basically, like you see, it's a speaker that comes to the back of my room. What's really nice is that I have Alexa connected to it. It's connected with like a little router, I believe it is. And then it like plugs into my Alexa, and I can show you guys what it looks like. So my Alexa is all the way over here. She's over here in the back of the room. You're gonna notice like in the back of it, or in the front of the room, there's a little plug-in right here. So this wire is connected to this bad boy. So you can kind of see, here's like the power button. It's called Lightspeed maybe, I don't know. Media connector, so there's audio in, audio out. And you can kind of see, this is where I would power the microphone and etc. Okay, so what is so cool about this little device is that it is actually a microphone. So I have been loving this. Y'all, if you know me, like personally, you know that I have always had this like little hope and dream of becoming like a superstar. I'm not a superstar by no means, okay? But I always joke with the kids that I want to be like mini Britney Spears, and that I want to like be an actress, and that I just have all these hopes and dreams to like do all this crazy stuff, which is why I'm so extravagant when I teach, because I just want to be, you know, a star. And this is my time right now as a teacher to be like my own little star to my own little audience in front of me. They crack up, they think it's hilarious. So I am often very like exaggerated with a lot of with a lot of what I do, because I don't know, I like to make it fun and the kids think it's funny. So anyways, so my partner gave me this little device that you kind of see, the little hookup. I also have this little microphone which you can wear around your neck. Now for some of you, you're probably relating this to when you have hearing impaired students inside of your classroom, and those students need to have some sort of a microphone where they can hear you a little bit better. This is kind of the exact same thing. So you wear it around your neck, which is really nice because it has, look, it's like magnetic, which is super easy to pop on and pop off. But you simply put it around your neck and you can wear it. And what's great is that it sets you here. So all I have to do is just pop this thing around my neck like this. And then I can turn it on. So you're gonna see that it has like a little red dot right here, and that just means that I am off the air. So then I can push my little button here, and all of a sudden you can hear how much louder I sound. It is just a little microphone, and I wear it typically here, but what's nice is that the kids who are sitting in the back of my room, if I'm talking in the front, they can hear everything that I'm saying, which is really cool. Let me tell you, that has like, it's been a game changer for when I'm doing everything with everyone as a MAC team, and it's also a game changer for Read Aloud. Like, they love it. But this is super neat because they can hear me, and then, you know, when I get really close, you can hear it like that. It's really neat. But this is not my favorite part. I know you guys are like, wait, Bridget, what in the world is your favorite part? What could be any better than having that? Well, let me show you, my dear friends, because there is something way better than just that. It's like a legit microphone. This thing is my game changer. I tell the kids, I was like, y'all, this is my moment in life. Like, this is the moment that I have been waiting for my entire life, because I have this amazing microphone to project my voice. The kids have been cracking up. But it was funny because yesterday, and I'm like talking to the microphone so I could turn it off. So yesterday I was actually teaching to the 4th and 5th graders, since 6th graders had their SRI. And so we had all of them inside of this room, and I was just doing a quick lesson. We were talking about road mapping, we were talking about informational text, and going through and really kind of digging deep and almost having a debate on text structures because the kids almost think that you have to have a certain type of text structure in a paragraph. Like it has to be one or the other. And I told them, I was like, guys, you can argue it. You can argue lots of different text structure. There's no book anywhere in the world that says when you're writing an informational piece, you have to have one specific text structure inside of this paragraph. There's nothing out there that says that. I was like, but if you can argue it and you can give that evidence from that text to support your argument, that is analyzing. So we kind of had that conversation when I was teaching it to the entire group, but the kids loved it because as I was going around and I had them share with this bad boy, which was so cool. The kids loved it. They were so engaged. They were so excited. Like something as simple as this, like putting this in front of them and having them speak into this, because we all know that we have those kids that speak like this. It's like that little girl off of Pitch Perfect, the one that, yeah, it's like her. So we have a lot of those kids inside of our classrooms and they're just not really experienced with really getting in front of people and just kind of projecting their voices. We are used to it because that's kind of something that we have to do as teachers, but they're not used to that. So when they go up to share, nobody else can hear them, and so everybody kind of gets off tasks and nobody's really focused because they can't hear each other. So putting this in front of my kids was awesome yesterday and they freaking loved it. So I had to share this with you because right now I turned on my music and I've been jamming out. I have to turn this off. I've been jamming out with the kids, or not with the kids, but I've been jamming out this morning with my cool new stereo system. I don't know what that's called. All right. So I wanted to share that with you, but the coolest thing is that my partner has the complete set. So what I have is just like the teacher microphones. What she has are little pods as well. So the little pods can go into groups. So let's say that you have lots of different groups kind of going around and they're all working and you're teaching in a small group. Those pods can be placed at the tables. And what's neat is that the kids and what's neat is that the kids can kind of chime in and ask questions. So they can hit a button on that little pod in the middle of their table and it will kind of ring out to this little speaker. But now my partner's speaker has a little like CIA earpiece that makes you look super official, where she can hear the kids talking to her, which I think is really cool. Ooh, sorry, I'm trying to plug it in. But she can hear the kids talking to her, which I think is really neat. So the kids will hit a button on their pod in the middle of their table, which is what she has and I don't. And they can ask her a question and she can chime in. She can also connect in to listen to what other groups are doing. So I thought it was so cool and it has like so much potential. So we've been kind of playing with it, figuring out how we're gonna use it within the classroom setting, and maybe even having groups working outside in the hallways if they need to work out in the hallways. But it's just it's a neat tool. It's like a neat technology tool. But I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was neat. How many times did I say neat already? Sorry. Okay, I am for real now going to focus on trying to get my stuff cleaned up. I am. Okay, Alexa, resume.